Hi, my name is Steve Almond. I'm a writer and teacher, and I'm teaching a class called Five Things I Learned About the Wisdom of Failure. So in 2022, at the tender age of 55, I published a novel called All the Secrets of the World. It was my first published novel. It was my debut novel, but it was actually the fifth novel that I'd written in my career. The other four were never published, though I worked on them for years and years. I sent them out to agents and editors. In some cases, agents sent them out on my behalf. In a few cases, editors at publishing houses asked me for edits on those novels. In every case, the answer in the end was no. We are not going to publish the novel you worked on so hard. And because of this, despite having published a dozen books, despite having written a couple of best-selling nonfiction books, despite teaching at wonderful schools like Wesleyan and Harvard, I've actually spent most of my career defining myself as a failed novelist. I do not recommend this kind of thinking to fellow writers or artists of any kind, but my sense is that most of us succumb to it on some level. Rather than esteeming our own efforts and triumphs, we tend to obsess over our failures. And this happens, I think, in large part because we're told directly and indirectly about 1 million times a day to hide our failures. It turns out that's exactly the wrong approach. In this class that I'm going to teach, I'll discuss what I think is the right approach, which is to accept failure as a necessary step on the path to success and to reframe our creative failures as opportunities for learning and for growth. What I mean more precisely is that my failed novels were, in fact, the key to my eventual success. By studying these failed novels in all their wretched, overwritten, underplotted glory, I was able to start to understand my patterns as a writer and to learn from my mistakes. Rather than viewing the books as artistic failures, I was able to see them as tools for learning. And I used these tools over and over again in the writing of that fifth novel, All the Secrets of the World. They were what allowed me to work through all the familiar pitfalls: writer's block, a meandering plot, the loss of faith and imaginative engagement that in the past had always signaled doom. If you've ever failed at a creative endeavor, and if you've hidden that failure, as well as hiding from that failure, I think this is the class for you. We'll explore not just the very real pain and disappointment that failure brings, but also the wisdom that it can bestow. I really hope you'll join me in this effort. The class is called 5 Things I've Learned About the Wisdom of Failure. Thanks.